So here we are, camp, here at Eisenhower State Park. It's Friday, and I decided to just take a little bit of time off from work, do a little bit of work from the van. We get up here, it's only about an hour from Dallas, but the weather's nice. We figured we'd just get out on a Friday real quick. Nice thing is we can just get a campsite with water. Don't really need electricity. Just go ahead and hook in the water here real quick. And this is the view of the campsite. Not bad, nice little Friday out. So here we found a nice lovely trail out here to go walk on. We just got to follow our Becca, our Labradoodle, who I swear she's part goat. I'll call her Goatadoodle. Right? She loves walking outside and hiking, climbing rocks, and doing all kinds of outside obstacles. But we have a trail around the green belt around our house that we walk on all the time, right? But every so often, we just got to get outside and see some different nature, right? And today, we were thinking, wow, it's been nice for the past couple of weeks. It's starting to get springtime. Maybe that would be a good time to maybe just go camping. So we have this state park about an hour or so north of where we live here in the Dallas area. It's called Eisenhower State Park, and it's really meant towards to get families from out of the city and up into the woods. It's right on the banks of Lake Texoma. So it's really easy to get out here, and we really like it. So we left early this morning. I had some work to do. Another good thing about coming out here is this park is one of the only parks that has a really, really good cellular connection. So I just come out here, parked at the campsite, and we went ahead and did some work. And Amy came out, and her and Becca hung outside and walked a little bit. And now I got the work done. We're out taking a little walk. So it's nice getting a little long walk in, a lot different from where we normally are. And we get outside and enjoy a little bit of the springtime. It's unfortunate though, because the past few days it's been really sunny. We picked a cloudy day, but that's okay. And the nice thing too is the Revel was really good and helpful with this, because we were able to go ahead and just decide we wanted to come. We packed the Revel, got in here, came up here. We reserved a campsite. Like I said, they got 2 campsites, so we just got a campsite with water. Really easy to get, pulled in, hooked up. We don't need electricity. We don't have to be hooked to a sewer. We're all self-contained. Real simple to get out here, stay overnight, head back tomorrow. We'd like to stay a few more days, but we've got some family commitments. Daniel's got some commitments tomorrow that we have to take care of. So anyway, we'll see how this goes. So while we're sitting here at the park, we're sitting at the picnic table. Amy's actually here off camera, sitting by me. What are you doing?
I'm eating this special little dessert bowl.
It's like an acacia bowl we got from Walmart. It's kind of like
not Walmart, Costco.
Oh, Costco. Yeah, we don't do Walmart anymore.
Gluten-free.
It's all Costco. It's all like
sugar-free. It's very healthy.
Like a acacia yogurt or something, I guess is what it is. Our son turned her on to that, and it's really good. So anyway, like I said, we've had the van about, I guess, a little over a month, right? It was a month at I guess the 1st of March was kind of around the anniversary, I guess. Typically, you go on YouTube and you see all the video guys have, 10 things we hate, 10 things we don't, we love about the van, or 5 things we love, 5 things we hate. Actually, I kind of thought here at Texas Dow, we like to do things just a little bit different, right? Kind of the philosophy of things, and just kick back and relax a little bit. So, while we're sitting here at the picnic table enjoying the views of the lake and the birds in the background, I kind of thought we'd talk about some of the things that surprised us about the van. Because, as you know, we bought it, had to wait a while for it to get here, and then we got it. Had to go get it, bring it back, and there was a lot of anticipation, a lot of watching things on videos, Facebook and all that. So I think the first impression, at least for me, and I don't want to put words in Amy's mouth, but I think we talked about this before, is it's really, really, really easy to drive, right? I mean, you forget it's a 20-foot van. You know, we used to have a Toyota Sienna when the other boys were here and they were smaller, right? And with our current son that's still left at the house, right? We take them around with their kids. It's almost like driving a Toyota Sienna. You know, that's the same type thing. You know, you're driving a van, you're up high. You know, it's got that great big thick steering wheel. I mean, that's one thing I noticed about the Mercedes is it's the steering wheel is that leather wrapped and it's thick. It feels real good in your hand when you drive it, right? You know, when we get up around 70, 75, it bumps a little bit. The wind kind of blows it here and there, but it keeps on track. And I absolutely love the cruise control.
The cruise control is the best.
Yeah, right? The adaptive cruise control is really cool. I want to do a whole video, I think, on a cruise control, but I actually tested it in town driving it, and I put the cruise control on, and it'll slow the van right down to a stop at a stoplight if you don't touch it just setting it on cruise control. It's so good. I mean, it really makes things easy to drive, so you don't have to at least, you know, keep your foot on the accelerator. You know, another thing I thought was really good is the MBUX, the MBUX entertainment system is really pretty good. You know, we get the XM, the Sirius XM, which is, yeah, you know, you can take it or leave it. Everybody gets that. But, you know, I can hook my Apple Music to it. We got our Apple Play. The navigation system is actually pretty good. You know, it comes with a hotspot. Easy and simple. It's really simple to use. So I kind of like that, you know. I mean, you know, you got a computer in the car. I think another thing that I think was really simple is the one-place controls are really good. I mean, it was easy to figure out to turn on the pump, the water pump, right? It's easy to turn on the inverter. You know, read the solar panels. You know, I don't mess with things very much in there, but it's really simple, and I think it's simple enough for Amy.
Yeah, very simple.
My wife, she has a master's degree in sonar engineering, right?
Don't mention that's a history.
She's very very technical, but sometimes she doesn't quite understand the iPhone. But I can't really tell if maybe she's just making me feel good and let me fix her iPhone for her, or she just doesn't quite understand the technology.
We're getting old.
So I'm not sure what it is, but sometimes she pulls out the engineering skills on me, right? So it really surprises me. But she, you know, I mean, you could, you know, how to do the turn on the pump and the inverter, and
that's all so easy.
It's really simple. I think another thing that surprised me is, you know, the fact that it's really easy to use. It's really simple to set up camp, right? I mean, we've gone camping, you know, just on the weekends. You know, we've been a weekend warrior here lately, just because, you know, our son is still in, you know, he's a freshman in high school. Right, so he's still around, so we can't go off too far all the time. But you work around the school. But when we get to camp, you know, we can go to a full service hookup, or we can go to regular tent camps.
Yeah, supposedly this weekend right now, suppose myself here.
Yeah, right. Amy was supposed to come by herself, but you know,
you're free though.
I don't want to miss out, so I had to come. I had to come too. I would miss her too much if she would have come by herself. Right, I want to be able to see my wife. So we come out here. And, you know, it's so easy. It's easy to plug in the 130 amp, right? And it's easy to plug in the water, you know, and everybody makes a big deal. Well, why can't you leave the water hooked on and the barn doors closed? I mean, my God, it's a 21-gallon tank. I mean, for the two of us, it lasts pretty good. And half the time when we come out here, you know, I come out here dry, fill up, because there's always water at the campsite. We put a third of a tank in, you know, sometimes 2/3, depending on if our son, you know, how long we're going to stay. And that's usually lasts us, and typically, I mean, I use a lot of that to flush out the cassette every so often, and then you know, we end up dumping the fresh water because we don't want to leave it all weekend. So it's simple. Open a barn door, hook up the water, turn on the water, turn it off, unhook it, close it, you're done, right? I mean, Amy, you could have done that by yourself this weekend. I
think so.
Yeah, I think another thing that really surprises us too is the bed. The bed it's so simple to set up. I mean, you just press the button and the bed comes down, you press it and it goes up, and you can keep it made. You know, you kind of have to arrange the bed sheets and the comforter and all that around the straps that hold the bed up. But it's simple to use, and oh my God, it's so comfortable.
The mattress is so comfortable.
I know everybody always complains about it. You know, you go to Facebook and everybody has to rip it out and go ahead and get the $300, $400, $500, $600, $700 memory foam mattress and CD Posturepedic. Yeah, you know, good for them. I'm sure they like it, but I think I grew up on a hard bed, right? And we've always liked a hard bed. When we go visit my wife's family, you know, they sleep like they got a bed that's like on a floor. It's on a wood cabinet. I mean, and when we go visit them in back home in China, right? So it's so, and with a futon mat, it's so comfortable. I love a good hard bed. You know, this is a slat bed, and the mattress is thin, but it's good. I think it is, and I you know, my wife always kids me. As soon as my head hits the pillow, it seems like I'm asleep, right? Yeah, so we sleep there, and I think there's really one thing that's kind of a disappointment, and I guess depends on how you look at it, but I think it's the toilet, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's really nice having a toilet in here, you know, but it kind of takes up some space, right? Which you know, you can take it or leave it, but when you sit on a toilet, I don't know if it's a European thing or maybe just the way Thetford made
maybe we
it.
just spoiled.
Yeah, it could be.
You know, with our house,
Yeah.
the nice toilet.
But the ring is really thin, right? And when you sit on it, it's like a big pressure point on your butt, and it hurts, right? And sometimes if you get in the wrong point of your hip, the hip joint, you know, if you have to sit down and do your business, right? It may not be the best thing to do, right? So you know, I wish that they'd made a wider seat on there. I think I may have to do that. See if I can get in there and take the lid
maybe we can
off.
change the, you know, the ring ourselves.
Would you let me do that, Maud? My wife's the bank. She has to approve the mods and everything too, right? So, anyway, and you had a good thing that you liked, right? I mean, I work from the house, right? And you know, depending on where we are in the year, right, in the quarter, I'm either, you know, pretty busy, you know, I'm you know, doing stuff, and, you know, on calls and all that, and our son is still in school, so he's pretty busy too, but.
Yeah, I'm not working anymore, so this Revel come, you know, give me something to do every day. And in the Revel, back to the house, backward, forward.
You know, it's funny because my window in the office at the house is in the front. And we parked the Revel in the front, right? And every so often I'll sit there, and all of a sudden I see Amy come tracing out of the house carrying a box and going back carrying a box, and she'll go in the Revel, and she'll be in the Revel for a long time, and then she comes back. And I'm like, what? And I'm thinking, oh my God, she said, it looks like a lot of fun. I think maybe I want to quit and go see what she's doing in there, because she stays in there for a long time. So
because it take time to realize what you really need in the RV, or something you thought you need actually turned out as useless.
Yeah, or how to you know, personalize it, I think, is what we're trying to work on a little bit too. I think right now that we're in the stage of just trying to figure out what we need, right, and what we don't need. And I think we'll start working on a little of the personal effects after
currently we only go weekend, so that's a whole lot different from you know, we go a week. Yeah. So that.
And, you know, we'll start putting the personal touches. You know, we were talking about wanting, you know, we hung a mirror, and, you know, maybe put some pictures up, or get different kinds of seat covers. And
get in there little bit by little bit.
Yeah, I see everybody's van's got all the cool little flowers and pictures in there, you know, and all that kind of stuff, which, you know, makes it nice. And then another thing that's really surprising is I got to talk about our dog, of all things. So we got this Labradoodle, and she's you know, she's still young. She's about a year and I don't know, probably 3 months or so. That dog absolutely loves the Revel. She loves sleeping in the garage. I mean, she jumps out of the Revel in the morning. She climbs up in there. Anywhere we're at, she's got to be right there in the middle of it, and she sleeps right there under the bed with it at night. When our son comes, we actually set up a sleeping pad for him on the floor underneath the bed in the garage. You know, and him and the dog are fighting over the best spot down there, right? You know, and she's like a rock, and you can't move her. You know, and Daniel tries to move her a lot. And then she really, really, really likes to hike, right? I mean, this dog she's like a goat sometimes. I mean, she's racing up the hills, and she's climbing on the rocks, and she really likes it too. So it's really nice to have something that's just easy to use, and we can pack up at any notice and just go and do that. Anything else? Cooking in the Revel is kind of fun too, right?
Yeah, I'm figuring out, trying, you know, what's the best way to cook. What kind of food is good for, you know, for hiking, for, you know, stay in the park.
Right. So, you know, when I was a kid, we had camp food, right? You know, it was always instant oatmeal, and it was Chef Boyardee ravioli in a can, you know, and it was macaroni and cheese, you know, the Kraft macaroni and cheese. You cut up some hot dogs in it, right? I mean, all the easy stuff that you can make, you know, while you're camping when you're a kid, you know, and even with your family, because it was, you know, oh yeah, we get camp food, right? But you know, now we got the induction stove there, you know, we got the sink, and we got
I just
110.
bought the brand new Japanese made that induction
Yeah, she got a
pot.
nice little Japanese induction pan, kind of like a wok almost.
And water kettle.
And then we tried a couple water kettles, right? I mean,
Yeah.
we tried a little Hamilton Beach, and then she got a little silicone thing that
Yeah,
pulled
finally
down.
got to the one.
To just figure out how much size do we really need, how much water space do we need, and how many wattage you really need, right? So that was another thing that surprised me is now that we've got this, and I know we've only got a 2,000 watt inverter, and we've only got so much battery and solar, you know, you got to start watching the power, right? So, you know, a couple of her kettles she looked at are 1,500 watts just to boil a liter of water. Well, we really don't need a liter of water. Really what we need is about a half, you know, a couple cups of water for coffee and for, you know, maybe for some oatmeal or something, right? So, you know, we found a little one that uses about 500, 700 watts of power, which was, you know, I mean, that's a little bit better, right? So, and it collapses down, you know.
Yeah, collapse down. That's
of
the
course,
best.
you know, Facebook. If you ever want to find something that's really cool that other people are doing, or somebody's found or done some research, always start with the Revel Owners and Wanted to Be group on Facebook, because it's amazing the stuff you find in there and the amount of resources. Just remember when you go in there, use the search button first, because if you don't use the search button, you ask a question that everybody's asked 100 times, they get a little cranky, right? So I just recommend the first thing you do, hit the search button. Works real well. Anything else? I mean, any
I finished this.
Oh yeah, she finished her.
Yeah, every time you go shopping grocery, you will have another thinking.
Yeah.
Which the food is for my RV.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, so we got a box. We got a box for the RV and we got a box for the house, right? So when we go to Costco, it's always thinking, you know, we can fit that in the refrigerator, and maybe that would be easy to cook and use, right? Or we can do some sausage. I'm still looking for a gas grill. I want to bring a little portable gas propane grill to be able to bring out here and throw on the picnic table or something, and we can cook a little bit of steak or a little bit of hamburger or something, and not have to use the inverter all the time, and let her use the inverter for, you know, we got a little the mini Instapot, right, the little half-size Instapot, and then, you know, a couple pans and all that we can save some of the battery too, right, so we can end up doing that. Well, that's what it is, you know. After a month in, I think all's good, you know, still no complaints, a lot of pleasant surprises. The only thing that really was not a pleasant surprise was the toilet, but, you know, I mean, okay, we can live with that, right? I mean, okay, it's just a toilet, and I think I can fix that. Anyway, I thank you. This is Dex Dow. Thank you for stopping, you know, on behalf of my wife, Amy. I'm Joe. You know, we'll see you next time, and revel on.